Hold on a second. Bring this down because the videos are cutting right into the logo here. There we go. All right.
Can't have that.
Yep. So, yeah, I am definitely open to a chat, but it has to be a public chat if you're willing to do a public live chat. So yeah. So everyone that is here, it is good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Boy, is it going to be an interesting show because I know I'm inevitably going to get into personal shit that I probably shouldn't get into, but like it's probably going to happen. But before we get into anything, we're going to make Mystic nice and big here. But that can be taken multiple ways. And
I can give it multiple ways.
Mystic is going to give us a reading of tarot cards, nothing else.
Yes. The library is open. So I think I used these last week or last show. I'm not sure. But I want to keep using them because this is fast becoming one of my favorite decks. This is Incromancy. Yep. It's Incromancy 6, Monsters and Myths. This is the Weird Ink Society. Is that upside down? Yep. Weird Ink Society. So if I've used lots of decks by Weird Ink Society before. They are the group of tattoo artists. And like I said, I think we used them this particular one last week, and I know I've used all of them on the show at some point. I have. This is their 6th iteration. Every year and a half, they get a new. They get their artists together. They get a new deck, and what's cool about it is in each of these cards, the Instagram of the person who did it. Oh, look what I pulled! Look at that. That's my man right there. We got Green Man right on top. But it's got the Instagram. Whatchamacallit for the artist. So every single card is done by a different tattoo artist. And there are 1,000 of these decks printed. And as a matter of fact, now that I think about it, I know we talked about this particular deck in the last one because
yes, we did.
I bought 8 of them while I was high.
Yeah, exactly. And one of those is a wedding gift, right?
Correct. It's set aside already.
Yes, awesome.
Backs of the cards, reversible. This particular deck, like I said, is Monsters and Myths. My other one is there's one that's Divine Diversity, which is a really cool one. There's one that's what's it called? Carnival.
I think quite a few different ones. Like there was one that you used about a year ago that was fucking lit. It was amazing, the artwork.
Yeah. I've used them all. I have 4 of the 6 decks. I'm missing number 1 and number 4, I think. The number 1 and 3. And anyway, so we're going to do a read. We're going to use the same deck again because, like I said, it's fast becoming a deck that I'm using a lot. I actually did 2 impromptu readings yesterday, or was it yesterday? Yes. Yesterday at the one of our locations that we go to, so it's kind of nice. All right. So what's been going on, or what's going to be going on? Oh shit. All right. Well, here we go. See if I can center that. Death.
Damn.
We start off hard, don't we? But it makes much sense. I think everybody's kind of
that card goes hard, man.
It does, and you think of it as like, yeah, well, I saw this coming. Nobody's shocked to see the death card right here. This is one of my reminders that we have to let things go. It rarely means death of a person unless there's very specific cards beside it, like a Ten of Swords or something similar. But in this case, we're starting off with a general read, and I've already seen the next 2 cards. Like I pull 3 at a time. So this is not death. This is a you have to let it go. Whatever's happening, whatever you're feeling, whatever's in place right now, you have to let that go because there's lots of good stuff coming in place. And what we're letting go, in my opinion, isn't like how we are going to act or what we're doing. What we're letting go of is the things that don't matter. We're letting go of the feelings of animosity, of anger, frustration, because we have to make room for something to take its place. So whatever situations are going on for everybody out there in the chat, just think of what it is that's bugging you and say, I'm letting all these feelings go about it because I have to let them go in order to use the King of Swords to do what's next, right? This King of Swords, like to me, this is the ultimate deciding card, right? Like I have to do the thing, put everything else away, march forward, cut shit up. It's no holds, no, just you're letting go of all the feelings of it with the death card. But the King of Swords is coming in and saying, take a goddamn knife and start cutting shit up. I'm not condoning violence, people. Just be honest. I mean, just be clear. I'm not saying go stab people. What I'm saying is take all of the energy of what you're letting go and channel it into your sword and make the cuts where you need to, so that what you have left is that best cut of prime beef, or the bonsai tree that's able to grow, or the pruned whatever it is that can actually do what it needs to do. So letting go of some shit, taking control, and really going out there and cutting some shit up. Taking it by the horns. And then Four of Swords, because there's going to be a period where you're going to just run out of steam. And that's going to come pretty soon. Exhaustion. The Four of Swords is a reminder to say, I got to take a break. I have to rest, or all of these swords that I'm worried about that are up above me are about to fall in my face. So I need to stop. I need to slow down. I need to just take a break. I need to rest. But this comes after, right? We're going order. We have our death card. We let it go. We have our King of Swords card. I got my sword out. I'm going to start cutting shit up. And I got to do it's full force. Whatever you're thinking about doing, people in general, you got to do it. But you got to do it without all the emotional energy behind it. You got to do it because it's like, I don't know why, but I'm like channeling Judge Judy in my head. Like, that's what I'm kind of getting at. Is like, you're fucking stupid. Stop doing stupid shit and do the right shit and get out of my courtroom. You know, that kind of thing. And then the Four of Swords comes in and says, okay, chill out. You're going to have a period of exhaustion here where you're not going to be able to fight. So you have to give it a break, rest it up a little bit, and then you're going to do it all over again. So that's our 3 for tonight.
And as I say every fucking week, like, dude, like it feels like you're reading, like, sorry, I'm just trying to adjust this because it's irritating me. Whatever, fuck it. It like every week, like it just feels like you're reading for me. Like, what is that?
That's just a random 5 of Cups that jumped out when I was doing it. I'm like, look at that fucking horse, though.
Okay,
That's a tattoo.
read the 5 of Cups in context to the reading, though. It's a jumper, right? So,
just like anything else, the 5, yeah. I mean, you could. 5 of Cups is right smack in the middle. It is all about stuck. What's the word? Stuckedness, stuck, feeling in the swamp, not able to move. Because you have an animal here that's supposed to be incredibly beautiful, and it's in a water with reflection that's also beautiful. But if you look at the reflection, it's distorted, and things are not as they seem. So the feeling of the 5 of Cups is, this fucking sucks. Like I don't have any energy. I can't go. I'm stuck. I can't move. Things are really not going in the direction I need them to. But the 5 of Cups doesn't mean that things aren't going well. It means that our feeling is that they're not going well, or that they're causing us a lot of strife. The traditional 5 of Cups is literally strife. Like that's what it's about. It's the need to run away from what's been normal to do something different to protect somebody.
all right,
right?
you know
So
what you know what that makes me think of? That card? Artix.
What? I know. I thought the same thing when I pulled it.
And for
Worst
those of you in chat,
frickin'
if you know
movie.
if you know who Artex is, you have my respect.
Artix. Yeah.
Move.
Now I'm sad. Thanks.
Oh shit. God, that fucking horse. Yeah, no, but like I always say, like it seems like when you read, like you're reading like directly to me, like because like your energy reads just align with every single fucking week for the last how many years? It just lines up. Still healing from Artex. Yes, never-ending story. Yes, Artex, the horse that allows himself to be consumed by the swamp.
Because of his depression and sadness and hopelessness. Oh
yeah.
You know what? I would need to watch that movie again.
Same. I want her to watch it. She's never seen it.
Oh my god! I wonder if it's streamable. Like that's
I don't
that's
want
a
to
movie
watch it
night
now.
movie.
You have to. The only thing that irritated me with the movie was how they did the scales on the flying dog. It looked like blisters, not scales. Like it looked like he had blisters on his back and not scales, and it just freaked me the fuck out when I was a kid. So yeah, that was the only thing. Rook, we can't see you. Where are you?
He has to charge his headphones a little bit. He's coming back.
Okay, all right.
They died on him.
You
Leaves a
haven't
little
seen it.
face down.
Yeah. You have tree sap. You have a week to watch that movie. You have a week, or I'm taking your mod status away. I'm just kidding. It is an emotional movie, especially for millennials. If you're a millennial, chances are you've probably seen that movie, and if you've seen that scene, oh, it's painful.
As Miss Abyss has already stated, we are still healing.
Yeah, exactly.
We're all still healing from that.
Swamp of sadness. Yep.
The nothing. And you know what's funny about that? When I watched that movie, I've seen it multiple times. I have the book too. When you read the book, it's completely different. It's really good.
Never read the book.
The book is much more sad.
That's much okay.
Yeah, much more sad, but it's yeah. Give me a name. Call my. Sorry. Okay, we're good.
It's a good movie. It's one of those movies that we like. You know, we grew up with. You know, it's like that. I don't know, the idea of hope and imagination and believing in something greater than yourself. That's
right. And the theory of the nothing.
Yep.
Like, people. I don't know as a kid that I fully appreciated it until I was an adult of what the nothing was.
I mean, it's kind of like the Upside Down, though, right? With like Stranger Things, it's similar. It's got parallels.
Yeah, that's true. That's actually true.
So, but yeah, I mean, definitely. I get what you're saying. I think it was much more poetically done in the Neverending Story, though. So, all right. So, what we're going to be talking about today, and
I don't know if I can go on now.
The fucking topic, right?
I think we should just talk about our tax for tonight. It fits in with the topic, right?
No, I
I'll just sit this one out then.
So also, by the way, I'm wearing my anniversary gift. It's a pajama shirt of Nirvana.
Not changed out of since last night.
Well, I went to sleep. It's the weekend, so make me sound disgusting. What the fuck? So it's a Nirvana
He's worn
shirt.
it all week.
No, I've worn it since last night when I went to sleep, and it's the weekend, so I think it's okay to be in your pajamas all Saturday from Friday, right? Like I think that's okay. Yeah. Thank you, Rook. Thank you. Thank you. At least somebody's got my back here. So I was actually curious. Hold on a second. I got to mute for a second.
What's on your lips? You use that? You don't think mine's good enough?
All right, so just quickly, we were sitting here thinking about this. Well, first of all, Mystic, do you think you're going to be able to make the virtual baby shower?
I forgot when it was. When is it?
The 29th
of June.
June, yes.
Is that a Sunday?
I don't know.
It is a Sunday.
It is okay.
And it's about.
I mean, I'll make myself. I'll make it. I'll make myself make it.
It's 2 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah. We have a thing we're doing on that Saturday, but yeah, I don't see why I wouldn't be able to.
All right. So yeah,
We won't mention it.
Yeah, we won't mention it. We're going to mention the gender, but we're not going to now.
Well, then I'm not going to make it.
That's very naughty of you. Very naughty.
So I just wanted to make sure he could make it first before he
Yeah.
opened her mouth. So
That's hilarious. But yeah, no, we should make it.
that's awesome.
You have to make it.
Yeah,
now.
yeah, you have to make it now.
Yeah.
All right. So the topic is the left-hand path and occult discrimination. Now I'm gonna jump in here and tell you where this topic is coming from. Okay. So I have an outline for the show, but I'm probably not going to follow it because it's this right here, right? So we got segment 1, segment 2, segment 3, but like, well, whatever, fuck it. They're just going to roll with it. So because I want to make some extra money because, you know, the birth of a baby coming up and stuff like that. We need about $5,000 to do it.
So you're obviously going to have your baby in Mexico or UK, not US, right?
Yeah, not the US, in Mexico.
Mhm.
It's funny.
Because here,
My mum
It'd be
suggested, why don't you
100,000.
Yeah, literally, right? My mum suggested, she was like, why don't you come back to the UK and have the baby because it's free? And it's like, well, it will cost us like the same amount to get to the UK and back
Yep.
than
Yeah.
it would as actually spending money
Yeah,
here on hospital here. So.
exactly. So so yeah, but I mean we've got probably about 3/4 of it covered.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, about 3/4 of it we got covered. It was just like, you know, we got about 6 months to build up to the, you know, the date, so we'll be fine. But anyway, so because of that, I've been looking for other opportunities to make some money, right? And one of the things that popped up on my Instagram feed, which I thought was absolute bullshit, but then I actually started looking into it, was doing tarot readings for like, you know, a company or a business. Like they have like these like psychic hotline things, like you could like that are actually hiring people that know what the fuck they're doing. I'm like, okay, like I mean, you know, I think it's like one of them said they pay like €1 a minute, which equates to about like £3,000 a month or something. Like if you get a full schedule. So I was like, okay, cool. So one of the ones that I applied to, let me actually pull the name here, because I'm going to call them out, whether they like it or not. I don't work for them, right? Where are they? I have it in here. Where'd it go? Where is it?
you breaking shit.
It's like, hold on a second. Let me pull up the email. There it
Not
is.
Miss Cleo, is it?
No, it's mysticsense.com. So I applied to Mystic Sense,
It's Mystic's website.
right?
Now you know.
Right, so I applied to mysticsense.com, right? And
Mystic saw your application and thought, no, fuck off.
and I
love
went through the whole process. I got to the end of it where it kind of asks like what kind of path you follow. And obviously I was very open about the idea that I'm left-hand path, right? I follow left-hand path philosophy, and you know, there's, you know, demonic work that I do, you know, things like that. And the next email that I got, actually, I think it was that email that I just showed. No, not that right there. Hold on a second. There should be one more right here. Thank you for your interest in working as a psychic on our platform. Mystic Sense, upon review, we feel your application is not quite right fit for our psychic team. So, because I said that I was left-hand path, I'm not a fit for your psychic. I'm sorry, but let's face facts here. Anyone that knows me and knows my readings know my readings are on fucking point. And Mystic knows that because that's how he started fucking watching me, was me doing fucking tarot readings, both him and Rook. So anyone that knows me and knows my work knows my shit's on point.
And I've seen you do readings in...
I made my first person cry this week.
Really?
Yes. In all my years, my first actual like full on years. But anyway,
Yep. So
it's a
so
good
I know
milestone.
for a fact that it's not because like there's anything that I said that would be contrary to my abilities, right? The only thing that I said in the application process that could potentially be a reason of why mysticsense.com decided not to, invite me onto the team to do readings for them is because I'm left-hand path or that I do demonic work. Why is it that in our own camp we face discrimination for our beliefs? I understand external religious groups and shit, like to a point. Like I still think it's bullshit. Like Christians and all that stuff judging us, I think that's bullshit. But how is it that in our own camp, the occult, we're still facing discrimination in opportunity for situations like this? I think it's absolutely ridiculous. Mystic, come on. I know you got something to say.
That one specifically to me is because they're probably not. I mean, it's Miss Cleo. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
That's what's happening there. Is like they don't want anybody that could actually probably not bend to what they want to happen, so that they can control all that marketing, right? Because their goal is going to be to keep people on for as long as possible. It's a by-minute thing. If somebody who particularly has values or a connection to a true religion that's not New Age or Christian, or something similar, then they're not going to have a good business model. So I'm betting that anything that, myself included, the use of mystic is, to me, kind of a tongue-in-cheek, right? I don't see anybody using mystic as, I hate saying this about my own chosen YouTube name, but it doesn't instill confidence in the occult knowledge. Like, I don't call myself a mystic tarot reader because they're like, oh yeah, this is a quack. Like that's what I think of when I think of mystic, and that's kind of, I was trying to be funny when I made my name, right? So
Right.
I'm betting specific to that place, they're just like, shit, we don't want somebody that actually reads because they might be honest and tell somebody the truth and they might not come back, or they might,
Right.
it's not business savvy. But just in the theme of the conversation, the bottom of the bottom of the hierarchy and all of discrimination is we're human beings and we suck. Doesn't matter if you're Christian or mystic or pagan. We just all suck. You'd think we would be better, but we're not.
I would think that we would be better people in the occult camp. I mean, I would think that we would be a little bit more open and be like, all right, we're not going to judge people based on their path. We're going to judge them based on their ability. But I mean, in the entire like onboarding process, there was nothing really about my ability. It was more about like what path I followed. And it's like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm fucking Wiccan so you can feel better about putting me on the phones with fucking customers, because the thing is the way that I do things fucking works. Go ahead. I heard you sigh. What do you got?
Oh, sorry. Did I sigh?
No, I mean, but you got something to say. What?
Oh, I was just thinking about who I'm going to call.
Ooh.
So, beginning of, I want to say 2023, I did an in-person event. It was my very first in-person event. And, it was called, the Big Purple Psychic Fair or something. So you had...
Big Purple Psychic Fair?
Yeah.
Is it like purple people eater type shit? Like, what the fuck?
Purple-headed yogurt slinger.
Obviously, it was like your typical like love and light event, right? And then you've got me smack bang in the fucking middle with all like my shit, right? And I wasn't doing readings that day. I was selling products. This is actually where I met Bobby, because me and Bobby were the only people who had like darker theme looking stores, which is why we actually like noticed each other.
Okay.
But anyway, I was treated so differently that day. And the person that ran the event actually said she didn't want me back. She didn't give any kind of... She didn't even tell me to my face. She said it behind my back, and then I was told. she didn't even say that directly to me. Which is really fucking immature from like a 50-year-old woman, who's supposedly been like running these events for years. So, anyway, and it was something about I don't know. She didn't even give like a proper reason for it or anything. Like she just said that like she didn't really like me.
Really?
Yeah, like, or that like I gave off that I was like rude or something. It's just like I didn't actually speak to you that day. Like, and wouldn't she not know what you did before? Yeah, she did, because you had to fill out like what your store was, like, and what you were selling, and like attach photos and things like that, right? So yeah, that's who I wanted to call out today. It's like, I don't know. It's like people, and I've been at other events as well, which, to be honest, that was my first event was my worst event. After that, my events were better. But I did one last year, and it was such a big one that like you didn't really meet the organizers or anything. They have no issue of how we were treated in that way, because really see them, but it's just like the people that attended were very obviously like pagan, right? And then they'd walk over to me, and then there'd just be these really bizarre comments made, and they're like, "But you don't look evil," or like something like that. I'm like, "What the fuck? Like, where did that come from? Like, what like makes you walk up to someone and say that? Like, are you okay? Like, do you know how to fucking
We are not
socially
okay.
interact?"
Well, I mean, I blame the integration of Abrahamic religion into the occult due to that. And Tree Sap, I know you fucking agree
But the
with
thing
me.
is, these people, they're not even like that educated in the occult. A lot of them are like, and I'm sorry if this stereotype fits anyone watching, but a lot of them are sort of like middle-aged women who have only really gotten into like Wicca in like their, you know, sort of like midlife
Well, I
crisis.
mean, well, that's
I'm
kind
feeling
of
very
like,
attacked.
well, so here's the thing. Statistically speaking, most people that get into that type of spirituality later in life are women, older women that either have been divorced or like their husbands have died, right? And for some reason that experience, pushes them over into occultism.
Yeah, but then they're all like all about, you know, their crystals and their herbs and their potions and everything. But as soon as they see something with like fucking horns on it, they're like, "Oh no, not like that."
Well, they don't know any
So
better.
like,
They don't,
well,
but
there's
they should.
it reminds me of two things. Like the first one being is like I absolutely think that is an appropriate stereotype. We do have stereotypes for a reason. They help us kind of track and learn and address things. So, what I find is the same thing. It's almost because I'm not any better just because I've been in paganism my whole life. But I have also been able to feel that disdain and the hatred, right? So we grow differently when you've been doing it for your whole life. What sucks is when a middle-aged person or even a young adult, whatever, gets into paganism, but they carry over their inexperience at life with it, of how much it has to be this crystal or that. Like I can't tell you how many times somebody said you can't use that crystal for that. I'm like, bitch, if I want to hit you in the head with my crystal, I can do that. Get off. It's mine.
Yep.
But there's a way to respectfully say, hey, historically that thing does this thing, and that's okay. But it blows my mind to hear this, because it's so frustrating. But I can see where that stereotype that you're talking about comes from, and it's not obviously true for everybody. But you just wish people in middle age, not even religious thinking at all, would just have a little bit more poise and grace about how to come into something. And coming from Christianity, I think that's pretty hard, especially if that's where they're coming from.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's just like I think Abrahamic religion has. I know there's a lot of people out there going to disagree with me on this, but this is just how I feel about it. I feel that Abrahamic faiths, monotheistic faiths, even outside of the Abrahamic kind of like, triptych, have poisoned occultism. And what happens is it is really difficult for people getting into the occult to break away from like these Abrahamic ideas. Huh? Okay, sorry. So I'm like, look at half my face. Did that dude with the shirt open? Did he just? Oh, I thought he had a stereo on his fucking shoulder. The dude that just walked behind fucking Mystic and Mystic and Rook. Like I thought he had a stereo on his shoulder with the fucking Hawaiian shirt. I was like, dude, shave your chest, man.
Oranges.
Like walking in like he owns the place.
He might though.
Fucking Viking beard and chest hair to go with it. Anyway,
Yeah.
So I'm a very large man. Like, I mean, me leaning up, it's like, I'm still gonna get. I need to move back, but then nobody's gonna hear me. There you go. Can you all see me? Yeah, most of me. All right, that's fine. So I think
Just
that
the top of your head's cut off.
Yeah, well, yeah, whatever. It's the best I can fucking do. So I think that Abrahamic religion, monotheistic religion, has instilled so many values into New Age modern occultism, such as like Wicca and things like that. And it's not to say that Wicca doesn't have its place. I started with Wicca. Like I give Wicca a shit ton of credit because that's where I fucking started. Right? I started with that shit. Like I spent a solid 2 years telling people I was fucking Wiccan, which is embarrassing to me now. But back then, it's like, I was all on board. And that whole love and light shit is reflective of like the whole biblical Christian attitude, right? And then that's where it comes from. Now, there's nothing wrong with being Wiccan. If you're Wiccan and that speaks to you, I'm going to tell you the same thing I tell the Christians that come into our chats and try to tear us apart. If that's what speaks to you and that's what makes you feel whole, then I am proud of you and I'm happy for you and rock the fuck on. Follow your path. Fuck everybody else. But I think that those ideals have bled so far into the occult that like there's this ideal that, true talent or true skill or true giftedness isn't actually looked at. It's like, did you watch The Craft? Okay, cool. You got a job. It's like, I don't know. I find it somewhat ridiculous that we have to deal with discrimination, on all sides externally from us.
We always will.
Right? No, I mean, you guys, like you and fucking Rook, like, I mean, I am not envious of you at all. Like the amount of discrimination that you fuckers have to deal with, like.
It's a mess. I will tell you this though, like the two main instances that I've experienced, and I know Rook has one he's probably dying to share. One of ours is very similar, but with work, having to deal with all that stuff at work, but having one of my staff members going behind and start talking about me about it, and I confronted her. And I said, look, you can do whatever you want, but you're not going to do this at work. You can cuss me out, write all kinds of nasties on my YouTube. You can do all that stuff. I will never bring it into work, but you're not going to fucking bring it into work either.
That's that cancel culture shit right there on the other side of shit.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that's more of the hyper Christian trying to protect the image that they think that they're trying to protect.
Yeah, I got you.
And it's just it's hilarious to me. And then I had another more recent example that I can't think of, but I do just want to give a shout out to Wicca though, because my first real religion in paganism was Wiccan too, and I am very glad that it was, because for me it was a good path to get on to kind of start pulling away from Christianity, because it's so much like it in some ways, and I think that it's too restrictive for me. But when you meet somebody who's Wiccan and they truly are of like a good heart and they really care about stuff, I mean, it works if they're doing it the way that they feel like they're doing it, and not like I like what Little Tree Sap said, like the idea that they're the savior of all mankind because they're it, you know. And those things kind of go hand in hand. But I just wanted to give that shout out because I still know a lot of people that are Wiccan. Wiccan is, I think, one of the top, or actually the largest non-Christian denomination of military people, because it's federally recognized by our military. And it's honestly saying it out loud now, I'm thinking definitely less discrimination from the pagan community than from anywhere else. I will give it that. Especially even from being the gay thing.
Well, I think that Wiccans suffer from the same fucking issue that Christians and Catholics suffer from. So Christians and Catholics have the rule in the religion that only God can pass judgment onto other people, right? But for some reason, Christians and Catholics really like passing judgment on everybody that believes in anything outside of what they believe in, which is completely contradictory to what the fucking Bible says. And I think Wiccans have the same problem where they kind of forget the line where it says live and let live. You know, like at least some of them do. Like it says it right in the Wiccan read, live and let fucking live, man. Like, you know, who are you to pass judgment on other people? Like that's not the thing. Now, before I go into a full-on fucking rant here, Rook, give us your lovely opinion. I want to hear your voice.
Well, my experience, things happened this week, actually. I still can't believe it. So I have like 90 people, staff that report to me, ultimately that oversee in this healthcare building. So my director of nursing texts me, she says, call me as soon as you can. I'm like, okay. I'm like thinking, did somebody die? Did somebody get hurt? And she said, Brad, you need to take down your Facebook. She said, somebody sent a text message of a picture of you and Satanism. It's got you like the AI generated your face with blood and an upside down cross. I said, whoa. I said, who is this? And she couldn't tell me who it was. So it was somebody I didn't even know, number one. And I think she was more upset with me that I wasn't freaking out about that and like trying to take it down. Because I was like, well, you know, that's religious discrimination. Because she's a Seventh-day Adventist. And so I said, you know, that's discrimination to be saying that stuff or posting it. I was like, that's crazy. I'm like, really? You had to go to AI and generate somebody I don't even know, like to make that up. And I don't care. I'm not ashamed of anything I've done or said, but let me approve the picture and make sure it's a good one. Right? But it's just the intent behind that. That was obviously done because she knows my position is high up there, and what she hoped to accomplish, I don't know, but it wasn't good. I was just shocked.
Yeah, no, I mean, here's a fun thing. So at least I don't know how many of you are like from the States and how many of you are outside of the States, but despite okay, all right, Rook, fine. I see how it is. Fine, man.
Just let him do
Fuck
his
you
thing.
too, dude. Like, what the fuck? Like, despite popular belief, like I'm going to inform everybody of something. If you guys aren't from the United States, you don't know the states, whatever, and the Constitution, yada yada yada. The United States is not a secular nation. Like, it is not a nation of Christians. It is not a Christian nation. Now, to say that the primary religion in the United States is Christianity, that's one thing. But the United States in and of itself is not a Christian nation. For those of you that do not know, if you know the Pledge of Allegiance, the original Pledge of Allegiance did not have under God in it. That was added like about 100 years later.
Yeah, in the 50s, I think. Wasn't it? Like 1950 or 40, somewhere in there.
Yeah, it was like the 1800s. It was fucking added in there, right? But like
No, it was way later than
originally,
that.
like the original Pledge of Allegiance didn't have under God in it. The United States and the founding fathers. Here's the thing. This is why even like a lot of people. Uneducated people on the left don't respect it, but most educated people on the left will respect the founding fathers of the United States for that reason, because they understood that the founding fathers knew that incorporating religion into politics was a bad fucking idea. Like they knew that shit. Like it's a nation free of religion for you to choose any religion that you fucking want. Doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Like it shouldn't even be a question. Like the fact that any sitting president incorporates God into any speech, in my opinion, is unconstitutional. I don't give a fuck who the president is, Democrat, Republican, Independent, I don't care. If you are a sitting president, God should not be in the question.
Yep.
And if I'm in a political debate with someone brings their religion into it, it's like actually like argue your own fucking point. Like you don't need, because if religion isn't political, why are you using religion to back up your politics? So I think that regardless of your religion, you should be able to back up your political beliefs based on nothing to do with your religion. And that goes to both sides.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, I think, like, I find it completely unconstitutional for any president to incorporate God into any public speech that they give. I think it's unconstitutional to have the 10 Commandments on government property, you know, or public property for that matter. Like, if it's a private citizen that wants to incorporate the 10 Commandments on their shit, then fucking go for it. It's just one of those things. It shouldn't be incorporated. Because then you're excluding, like, so let's say, all right, just for argument's sake, right? We have a Republican, administration in right now, and we know that the Republican administration is, God this and God that, right? So what happens in the sense that, let's say, policy-wise, you have people that are not God-fearing that agree with your policies. You're alienating a good portion of your constituents, by incorporating God into your shit,
Mm-hmm.
You can say bless America, that's fine. I never understood the saying of God bless America. Like, why is it God bless America? Just bless America, right? America, thank you, right? And guess what? Here's the thing. Like, it's not God bless America, because guess what America is? Like, I don't mean to make this political, but this is something that, like, has irked me for fucking years. America is the fucking people, not God. The people make America. American is the people. They are the people of the United States of America. That is what makes America, the people, not God. Right? Like, so to say God bless America, it's like, I get the idea that you're saying, like, a higher power blessing America, but then just say bless America. Because I don't believe in God. So God blessing shit don't mean shit to me. Right? A homie looks like a bird.
Nah, hush. He's our favorite contender.
I don't know, but like, I just saw the profile view. It's like, homie looks like a stork.
Y'all gonna make it so I can't do this while I'm out anywhere.
Well, I just snorted. I laughed so hard.
I didn't even see it, but strange movement.
So, and this falls right into the discrimination thing, right? Because people think that the United States is a Christian nation, because ignorant motherfuckers in the United States think that the United States is a Christian nation, it causes discrimination against people that are not Christian, right? Like, your religion, your faith should not come into question at any point when you're looking for a job, when you're voting for somebody. Like, none of that shit should come. Like, your values, fine. If you get your values from your religion, that's fine. Your morals, your morality. But at the same time, you should be capable of separating your morality from your fucking religion. Like, it shouldn't be inherent.
I've always thought that was one of the weirdest things, is why people have to feel or make it so that their morals come from religion. like to me, your morals should come from being a human. Your religion is the thing that connects you to everything else. Like I just have never understood that. It makes no sense. It's one of the big reasons I don't like work with Western Christianity. Like baptism. Jesus Christ, I'm tired. Baptist,
Yeah,
and
no,
and all of it is because it's like my center of my world is not someone else when I get to blame them for all the bad things, you know?
but here's the thing that I find beautiful about the United States. I'm gonna throw this out there. So the thing that I find today, for example, today is a prime example of the beauty of the United States of America. The fact that 2,000 different protests could happen simultaneously against a president that people don't agree with, and those people can go home to their families after that protest. I really hope that a lot of people can find, and I'm not talking about a fucking president, I'm talking about the nation, I'm talking about the people, I'm talking about the rights that we have as a people, the inalienable rights that we have given to us by the Constitution of the United States of America. The fact that 2,000 simultaneous different protests could happen across the nation against a president they disagree with and still go home to their families at the end of it, that's a beautiful fucking thing, because you try that shit in North Korea, you try that shit in Iran, you try that shit in almost any other country, your ass is going to jail because you're speaking out against the government. I find that to be a beautiful thing. People exercising their constitutional rights. I don't give a shit if you agree with them, if you disagree with them. Doesn't matter. People exercising their constitutional right to protest is a beautiful fucking thing. Religion needs to be the same thing. Religion needs to be taken out of government.
It wasn't supposed to be there in the first place.
It wasn't supposed to be there in the first place.
So crazy. Who would have thought, right?
I know, exactly. You know, we thank the founding fathers, but we should be thanking John Locke, not God. I mean, we should be thanking a lot of people and not God. I mean, in my personal opinion, as somebody that follows the left-hand path, God has very little to do with fucking anything. You know, like,
I don't know. The Green Man's helped me out quite a bit lately.
helped you out, not fucking not the United States. like, would there be a part of me that would find it interesting the day that a sitting president goes, like, Green Man, bless America? Yes, but we run into the same problem, man.
Lucifer. Thank you, Lucifer. I would love to hear that from Trump.
Right?
Salut.
Green Man for President 2028.
Oh, I'm all for it.
You know who we should vote in for president and not tell him? Mystic. We should vote Mystic in for president and not tell him. And then November rolls around and he's president.
I think Mystic
Y'all
would
fuck.
implode.
Y'all are fucked.
Y'all are fucked.
See, unlike certain politicians, I know my limits. Oh, the amount of it would be immediate. Paganism would be the law of the land immediately, and we'd be persecuting Christians in churches. All the churches would change. I'm kidding, but I want to.
3 times. Burn the churches.
I want to give time to Lil Cheesap's comment because I think it was really well put to what we were talking about a minute ago. That her religious worldview guides her ethics compass, but it is not the compass itself. Like, that is exactly what I feel like we were talking about there for a minute. Like, it's just a really nice way to put it.
Can we answer a question really quick? Can you?
Got the pen like that.
Yeah, I put her on the mic to answer a question. She's talking about smoking a pen.
Oh, Lord of mercy.
Yeah, so someone asked, is there an official text to to learn how to work through the tree of life and death. No, not an official one. I would, if I'm to recommend anything, I would recommend Thomas Carlson. That is the best source that I've read when it comes to Kabbalah and the Qliphoth. There is no, despite popular practice and belief and you know, everything that's out there, there isn't a fixed way in which you do it. It's not an instruction manual like based thing. It's a map open to interpretation. A lot of people seem to like Temple of Ascending Flames work on you know, their Qliphoth book. Like a lot of people see that as a template. I couldn't really get on with it personally. It's a little bit too what? Okay. Yeah, it's a little bit too I don't know, structured for me personally, but those would be my recommendations. Thomas Carlson's definitely the best source I've encountered. So yeah, it's making me miss all my occult books that I can bring with me. There's literally like 100 of them, and like I don't know how to get them here.
That's like the worst.
No, it literally is the worst. I've just got to a point now where I'm like, yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to rebuild. I mean, I can get them over here in like 6 months when my mum comes to see the baby. I'm gonna pay for like an extra suitcase just full of like all my books. So yeah. Oh, and thank you so much, Paranormal Witch. It's and yeah, no, it is sad. It is sad. Statues, books, ritual tools. It's just like, oh man. So, yeah, I was just talking about departing with my occult library.
Oh yeah,
that's
that was
sitting
painful.
in a storage unit in England currently.
No, I departed with mine as well, which was like a fraction of the size of yours, but
Yeah.
I still had a decent amount of books.
Mine took up like an entire 6-foot bookshelf.
Yeah, no,
So-
mine took a little shelf that I had on the wall. Oh, you know, one thing, what she got me for my birthday, I want to mention this.
Ooh,
Right. So, I have been looking for a copy of the old mass market paperback copy of the Necronomicon for a while because for some reason that book just doesn't get fucking delivered to Mexico. And she got me one with one big caveat to it. So she got me a copy of the Necronomicon that is signed by Marilyn Manson and Twiggy Ramirez.
Nice.
Yeah, hold on a second.
I am good wife.
I love it.
Oh, that's so. Yeah, no, I appreciate that guy saying I look happy and I'm glowing, but I'm sure if you ask Attius if I'm happy, yeah, he'll probably have a different take on it.
Most of the time.
Everyone's like, oh, she's.
So- Here's the Necronomicon, right? So this is the mass market paperback. And then on the inside, that is Marilyn Manson and Twiggy Ramirez signature on the inside
I love it. That's awesome.
of the Necronomicon. So, yeah.
I found it on Vinted.
I'm like, yeah, like I'm just beyond fucking words with this right here, right? So, because she knows Marilyn Manson's my favorite band, so
Pregnancy can be challenging. Yeah, tell me about it. No, it's genuinely one of the hardest things I've ever done. Yeah.
it's
I cried last night because I had just mopped the floor and then he walked across it while it was still wet and got it dirty again, and I got so upset.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So yeah, so basically we veered as we always do off subject, but what I would like to see happen, and I've always mentioned this, I've always talked about kind of like occult unification and shit like that, but we need to stop judging each other, like inside the occult. Like we really fucking do. Like Satanists, hey, if and anyone that's a atheistic Satanist, a LaVeyan Satanist out there, stop telling people that there's no such thing as theistic Satanism, because there most definitely is. Like, stop it, because you're not Catholics. Be better, please. Like,
Look,
seriously.
if I'm gonna make my own form of Satanism, call it Brianism, fuck off with yourself. I'll do what I want.
Right.
In the voice department.
So there's that. Wiccans, remember the quote of "live and let live," right? Just because you disagree with something doesn't mean you need to open your mouth about it. Like, at least religiously speaking, spiritually speaking. Christians, you're not God. You can't judge people. God is the only one that can judge anyone. Stop doing it, right? Stop judging the trans people. Stop judging the gay people. Stop judging the fucking atheists. Stop judging the pagans, the occultists. Stop it. Because, judge not he, wait, was it? Judge not, or he who be judged first, right? So, yeah, unless you want to be the first one on the boat to hell when judgment comes, stop
The
judging.
highway to hell.
Right? Just stop it. Like, the Michael Jordan meme? Stop it. Get help. Yeah, that. Just replay that meme in your head, please. All of you. Because it's getting ridiculous. It really is. The fact that an occult organization or occult business, whatever you want to call it, denied me access to working with them. Like, if it was, an experience thing, if it was like, I get that. But because I'm left-hand path, mysticsense.com, go fuck yourself. Like, really. Like, you dirty little bastards. Like, so, yeah. And on top of that, like, I mean, for those of you that know the show, you know what it is. Apocrypha has always been about differing opinions, always been about conversation. It's always been about having that, like, you want to talk about a real fucking safe space? That's what this is. We're not afraid to give you our opinions. There's a difference. You give your opinion, we give ours. But you're still welcome to give your opinion in full. And that's what Apocrypha has always been about, at least when it comes to spirituality, when it comes to paganism, when it comes to the occult. That's what this has always been about, right? To me, that is the definition of what a safe space is. Not that you won't get argued with. Don't expect that. That's not a safe space, right? And in my opinion, that's not a safe space, right? Like, sitting there saying, well, you can say whatever you want, but you're not going to be argued with? No. But a space where you are openly able to express your opinion without judgment, that's a safe space. And everyone is allowed to do that because it's a safe space for everyone. And I hate using that fucking term.
I like it, but
what?
The safe space isn't just about, like, it to me, and I just have to throw this in here because it's come up in a recent conversation with somebody else. We need safe spaces, exactly like you explained, where people are free to say and we're allowed to talk about all the things. But it's also a place where, in the moment, if somebody in our group, and I mean anybody who's part of the chat, comes in here and says, I am, shit's fucked up and I'm having, the worst day of my life, whatever, then that is a place where we will let you rant and rave. You can do that. We're human beings. That's what a safe space is. Not that you can just live here free forever among the fairies, although that would be kind of fun. I'd do that.
I mean, unless you ask Rook, right? Like, I mean, him and fairies have kind of like a complicated history.
I was going to say, he is the fairies.
I completely agree. I'm 100% on board with that. And,
yep.
This is, if Rook can find the time to keep his ass in here every show, that this is a 4-person show. right? It's not like there's a reason why I changed it from the Malice Experience to Apocrypha. It wasn't just because I liked the name Apocrypha. It's because it wasn't just about me. It's never been just about me. And having a show called the Malice Experience, it just didn't do it justice because it's not about me. It's not about my ideas. I'm not. Would you? She stuck a pen in my beard. Like
I do that a lot.
What, stick pens in your beard?
Yeah, I'll just stick it in like sideways so that it hangs. You know?
You know, yeah, it's 4 people plus chat. Exactly. Like this show has never been just about me, and calling it the Malice Experience did not do it justice, even with a pen in my beard. You know, and so it needed to change, and that's why we changed it to Apocrypha. And you can ask Mystic. It took me months to figure out a fucking name for this thing that wasn't the Malice Experience.
It did.
So, you know, pagan Karens. What does that even mean, man?
I like it. No, I like it.
Pagan Karens.
Although I'd be a Chad.
Like, where do you get Karens from? Like,
No, sometimes I wonder if these comments come from watching it live. They're watching like our back.
Maybe, possibly.
That happens to me a lot because I forget. I pause.
Right? Like, I don't know, but that's the type of person who's gonna come in, leave a comment, like, and then leave. Like, hi, I call them pagan Karens.
No, that person's
Right?
been in here
Tickle
for a minute.
my balls. Like,
They've chatted previously tonight. That's probably accurate though. It's probably because I do that all the time. I'm like, what the hell's happening? And then I realize I'm not live with everybody else.
right?
What the fuck?
So
that's a good point.
yeah.
I never thought about that.
I mean, I've never thought about it.
I think it was either for Adversary or I don't think it was Apocrypha. No, we didn't do Adversary last week.
Yeah, it would have been Apocrypha.
It would have been. Yeah.
Because you were sleeping for Satan and coffee, which is why I didn't have the camera on.
Apparently, Satan had decaf that morning.
Yeah, I remember reading like the comments and getting really confused because someone was talking about something that we were talking about 20 minutes ago, and then I realized that they went live. And judging by the lack of this person's response, I don't think.
Right. Okay. That might make sense. But you know, the point is like Apocrypha has always been. Satan and coffee is my venting ground. Like, for those of you that like Satan and coffee, that's where I just go off on a fucking tangent about shit. But Apocrypha has always been and will always be about all of you, about everyone. It's about Rook. It's about Mystic. It's about Dyra. It's about me.
About pins
in my beard, apparently. So, and I'm proud of Apocrypha. We don't have the largest audience. We gain people, we lose people, but every single one of you is the reason why we do this. Like, Apocrypha is a completely different beast from what I think most occult shows are on YouTube or anywhere else. Because it's about all of us, not just one of us.
Sure.
So I want to keep it a space where people feel like if you disagree with us, you are open to disagree with us, as long as you're being intellectual about it in a conversational format. If you're going to come in here and tell us that we're all going to go to hell, then, you know, stupid comments get stupid responses.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's just kind of what it is. But anyway, that being said, one thing I do want to bring up that is almost done because I spent all day fucking working on it. And I think I've done an amazing job, is I'm putting together a spiritual life coaching service called Infernal Compass. Both Dyra and I have worked on it diligently because there's a lot of things in it that I have referred to her about that I wasn't 100% about. Yep. So it is what I'm calling a 6-pillar life coaching thing. Thing. That. Well, let me pull some of it up here. I'm not going to go through the whole thing because I've done
39 pages.
45 pages today. Yeah. So, yeah, Infernal Compass, LHP, Life and Spiritual Coaching. There are 6 pillars. It is Lucifer, Illumination. Pillar 2, Belial, Grounding. Pillar 3, if I can find it. Did I go past it already?
Last pillar, I think.
Did I? Where the fuck is Pillar 3?
There.
There. Pillar 3, Lilith, Liberation. Pillar 4, Asmodeus, Desire. And it really does, like, the amount of detail that this thing goes into, I couldn't do it justice, like, going, but that's what I've done today is 4 pillars out of 6. So the idea of Infernal Compass is something that I wish I had coming into the left-hand path, would be like a system to help me work through my shadow. This is something I think Mystic would appreciate because it uses a lot of Jungian psychology and the polyvagal theory is built into this.
Highly recommend both of those things.
Yeah. So it's what it's built off of. I would have loved to incorporate Scarlet in on this. But getting a hold of Scarlet seems increasingly more difficult as time goes on and her client base increases. So congratulations to her for doing an amazing job being like the only left-hand path fucking therapist that I know of. So if you're looking for therapy, definitely reach out to Scarlet. I don't think she goes by Scarlet on her socials anymore. I think she's actually using a real name.
Yeah, Aileen.
Aileen. Yeah. Look her up, reach out to her if you need therapy, actual therapy, and your left-hand path. She's absolutely fucking amazing. And like I said, I'll reiterate the point, the only left-hand path therapist that I'm aware of. Anywhere, like globally. Jungian, there's a few. There's a lot of people out there that do Jungian psychology as far as therapy is concerned, but left-hand path specific, Scarlet's the only one I know of. So you can talk about your demons and she won't think you're crazy. But yeah, so that's something that's coming up. It's going to be a 6-week coaching, life coaching, individual, one-on-one. In the future, I will be doing group coachings. It's going to be a back and forth between Dyra and myself. We're splitting the pillars. So I'm going to handle 3 pillars. Dyra's going to handle 3 pillars that are appropriate for us to handle. And if you specifically request upon purchasing the course or the coaching that you would like one of us to do the whole thing, we will. So
I think you'll benefit the most from both of us.
Yep. Same. I think you'll benefit the most from both of us running it. But if you want just one of us, then you can request just one of us. So I just want to let you guys know that it's not done yet. It's not out yet.
But very, very soon.
Yeah, very soon.
Yeah, still book a free consult.
Yep, it's a free 30-minute consultation. If you guys are interested, I think was it go to blackmagicdyra.com or where?
Go to setmore.com because that's my booking page, but you can find that directly on the website anyway. So if you want to go to blackmagicdyra.com, find it. We're gonna sort out your own separate calendar, but for now it's just booked under me. It's still booking with Atius, but it will say under me. But that will be separated. But yeah, you can book a free 30-minute consultation via.
Yep. So it's a free 30 minutes, right? That you can dig into it, right? It's a lot of shadow work, but you know, it's worth it. It's good stuff. That being said, Mystic, you guys doing your thing tomorrow?
Yeah, we will have ours, the show tomorrow, and we are currently doing a weekly Seers Guild meeting, which is we're going through all the cards in the tarot, and then we're going to go through Lenormand and runes, and then rotate. And it's in our Discord at 7:45 to 8:45, followed by a different live podcast that we watch as part of a metaphysical church. So we invite anybody who wants to hang out for that. You can get on and just listen. We talk about tarot cards, and we go through them and just have conversations about the cartomancy stuff. And then we also have a monthly Healers Guild, Mending Guild that we do. That's new. We've done our first one last month. The second one will be on the 24th of June, where we meet also in Discord and go over some things there. And our show tomorrow.
Awesome. Sounds good.
Yep.
Is that going to overlap with Satan and Coffee tomorrow, or?
No, it shouldn't. We always start at 9:45. We're usually done Eastern. We're usually done by 11, at 11:15 at the latest, depending on tarot.
We're keeping it.
Okay. Very good. And Satan and Coffee tomorrow, 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Is Mountain Standard, right?
Yep.
And then we've got
Which would be 12 for us. So we
Yep.
will
We'll be doing
absolutely be done
adversary.
before then.
No, we're doing that on. We didn't do it last week on Monday either. So Sundays it's still. So yeah. So tomorrow, Satan and Coffee, 10 a.m. MST, and what time are we doing Adversary?
I don't know.
We're still working this. What time do you have your course thing? 3, right? 4. How's 6?
Yeah.
Okay, so 6 p.m. MST, we're going to be doing Adversary of Adversary. 10 a.m. MST is Satan and Coffee. And 10 a.m. or 9 a.m. Eastern Standard. You guys are Eastern, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Eastern Standard is 2 Pounding Pagans.
Yep.
Or 2 Pounding Pagans for those keeping track.
Yes. We need to make a flyer of all of our stuff too.
Yeah,
Might
we
do
do.
that
We
tomorrow.
do. I mean, I can do one up. You still need to hit me up for that sigil flag thingy mabobber that
Yes.
you want.
We're gonna do that. And I think we're hitting you up for something else too, like our an intro change that Rook was wanting, and then
Yeah, that's already
there
paid
was-
for. The dude didn't fucking reach out to me, tell me shit. He paid. Well, you
I
paid
know,
me
I
like
told
what,
him
a
he
fucking
won't-
year ago.
yeah, it's like 2 years by now.
I've had too much praying. I apologize.
So dumb. And we I've taken my first 2 quote unquote clients for quantum energy facilitator healing also, which is pretty cool. So that'll be something that I'll offer once I'm comfortable doing it with people who are letting me do that with them now, as
Mystic,
initials.
quickly before we end, disciple of Lord Dionysus is asking, who is the Green Man? He says, I hear about him, but I don't fully understand who he is.
Well, girl, let's talk. I'm not showing you my nipples, I promise, but the Green Man, that's my boy. So, in 30 seconds or less, the Green Man is the archetypical concept and energy of the man in the woods, of the father to the mother Gaia, the Father Earth, not as in the Father Sky, like that whole folklore, but as in the male masculine essence of the Earth. A lot of people consider him the same as Pan, or even Dionysus actually is considered a Green Man archetype, although Dionysus has a much more feminine aspect to him. But I am obsessed. The Green Man is what my religious everything is based on. And it's literally that the ability to get back to the raw, primal, earthly things that exist, and answer to your own, earthly cause of what makes you you. It's very, oh God, I could talk for hours upon hours about it, but that's the base. That's like the basis thing. Most people consider him the same as Herne the Hunter, Pan, and Cernunnos. Actually, Cernunnos is kind of my closest connection to the Green Man. But really, Green Man's an archetype of all of those energies and how they persist through different religious things, millennia, whatever you want to call them.
Rock on.
And I
I
will
do
talk.
think
I can talk more about that at any time. If anybody wants to ever chat about that, like in Discord or whatever, that's my thing.
I do think that like my first deity that I worked with, deity, not entity, probably was Pan. Was the first one that I kind of, and then that directly led into Baphomet. So
my first was Dionysus. That was the first energy I ever worked with, period, and worked for about 10 years, and then kind of switched to Carnunos and actually pinged around a lot, but then lands on Green Man because of his world application as an archetype to many things.
So
Like my version of the Green Man has the horns and the stag and the the goat horns. It's a mix of all of them.
So how about next week? How do you feel about next week planning an after show get together, like we used to?
Yeah.
Right. Like so that way people can be prepared for it. So if we do it right now, it's kind of not fair because nobody's really planned for it. So
yeah.
So next week after show.
We should. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll do after show. So you don't know what that is.
Wait,
so,
what is today?
Today is the 14th. So what we would do usually, every other week.
I'm just making sure it's not
it's
not the same day as our we have a party we're going to, but that's the 28th, so we're good.
Yeah, so Dyer is down too next week. So doing after show next week.
Awesome.
So yeah, so
I'll make
guys,
sure.
Schedule that
I'll
in.
make sure to get some pictures.
Yeah, so after show next week, definitely. Don't want to do it this week because, it's just too little, of a notice. But so next week we'll definitely be doing an after show where you guys can jump into the Discord with us on video or voice or whatever, and kind of sit down and just have a direct chat with all of us. In Discord is a little bit more personal. So for those of you willing to do it. And Disciple of Dionysus, she got a copy of Melinda the Mystic's book as a joke. Yes, she did. Yeah. Yeah. That's still Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Yep. And then
what was that last piece?
I just put it back in the bookshelf. But yeah, it was a joke. She wrapped it up and gave it to me Christmas. And I was like,
that's hilarious.
Yeah, I'm not gonna read this. So, unfortunately, Melinda got some of our money.
No, look, all you have to do is donate the exact cost of the book doubled, or even thrice, and then donate it to a good cause for the thing that she hates the most, like yourself.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So, with that being said, everyone, that is going to be it for today's show. Thank you very much for joining us for Apocrypha and talking about the LHP occult discrimination. Hopefully you guys found something from tonight entertaining or even informative. That being said, as always, hail thy fucking self. We'll see you in the next one. Peace the fuck out.
Cheers.
Bye.